So, the first one that we're talking about is called Eco Green. And it's on the inside, it's on this page right here. Okay? So it's on the inside cover. You're going to notice that we have a color palette across the bottom. The color palette is all from Design Master Paints. So you can use those colors to help translate this if you want to. Here we've got some great things. I love the great little perimeter botanicals they have with the parsley and the rosemary all together in the little glasses. That's wonderful. I gathered up some different things to bring it together for you. Love this vase that has a wood base on the outside. I love these guys that are, and here's a very interesting thing. When we start to look at burlap and how popular burlap is, and then now we're having ceramic that has that burlap look to it as well. So those pieces start to come together. A little moss swirl, I love that. That's awesome. We've got a great little container here too. And what you're going to notice, emerald green is is supposedly the color of the year. Now, what I think is really going to happen with emerald green is I believe that it's going to make foliage more important. We're going to start to see the color translated into some things, and we're going to look at pink looks really good with emerald green, orange looks really good with emerald green, green doesn't look super great with emerald green, but foliages start to take on that great nuance. And so whether we've got orchids, whether we've got leatherleaf, and I'm just going to tell you something about leatherleaf, okay, because many of you are probably familiar with the fact that we did a documentary series on Union before. And we are getting ready to do a new documentary series with the Florida flower and foliage growers, which is going to tell you a lot about one of the great new flowers that are available out there, but also about foliages. But 80% of the leatherleaf right now that's grown in the U.S. is being shipped overseas to Europe. They can't get enough leatherleaf. They love leatherleaf. And it is the hottest foliage in Milan, in London, in Paris. It's leatherleaf. Now, the other thing that we know about trends is once a trend catches on in Europe, many times it comes over here. So get prepared to look at leatherleaf in a little bit of a different way. And start to think about foliages a little bit differently. Now, I'm going to show you some cool flowers as we go along tonight too that are from spring. This is the new magical Orangium. Look at that. It comes in blue and it comes in green. It's Orangium. Okay? So, but this almost looks like hops, doesn't it? It has that hops type look, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So what we're going to do is, okay, now, when you're looking for a spree too, this is the other thing I want to tell you about a spree. Look for the Tuta Fiori or Tuta Rosa label, okay? Because that's their label. You're not going to see a spree on the outside of the containers. You're going to see the Tuta Fiori labels as well, okay? So I'm going to pass this guy around so you can take a little peek at it. Perfect spot. Perfect spot. All right, so what I wanted to do was I wanted to start off just making something. This is a great vase. It has a glass liner on the inside. The wood is around the outside of it. And we're going to start off and create something inside this vase that will be reminiscent of Eco Green. Now, one of the things that I want to tell you about Eco Green too is that Eco Green doesn't have to be just green. Okay? We're talking about the eco nature of the product, but at the same time, this forsythia is going to look great in an eco green structure for us. There's some great new tomorrow. For those of you, how many people are taking the class tomorrow? Okay? We're going to make this tomorrow, okay, in the class. And the cool part about it is this is made in a G3 bubble, 100% post-consumer recycled glass. Now, one of the things I want to tell you to look for is look for 100% post-consumer, because that means that it's entirely made out of recycled glass. What can happen in some cases is some people can actually take just leftover glass that's in their stock and refire it, and then they can call it recycled. Okay? So you want to look for 100% post-consumer recycled glass. And the reason that that's an eco-green trend for you, we're going to make that, we're going to make a bouquet that goes into it. I'm going to show you a couple other things we're going to make tomorrow. But one of the things that you want to remember about that that is your consumer is suddenly becoming very, very in tune with having things that have an ecological edge to them. I love these containers. They come in all sorts of different sizes. They're made from tires. Looks like a great little metal, very natural bowl. Beautiful. Great little size. That's a great style for an arrangement too. So just letting you know that those things are out there and available. Now, another thing that we're going to use in this, we're going to use TV. Okay? And I know that you guys call it TV. The actual name is tuppy. I like tuppy much better than TV. Okay? Because TV can also mean something else that you shop for at the grocery store. Right? Okay? So tuppy inside here, awesome. We're going to use some eucalyptus inside here. And I love that we're seeing true blue eucalyptus now. That's starting to be incredible. You know, we had seeded euc for so long, and all of a sudden now, we've got this beautiful baby blue euc that's incredible. I'm going to add just a couple stems of, and a stem of orchids, okay, inside there. And then we're going to add this gorgeous hanging amaranthus. Now, this is from a sprig. And what I'm actually going to do with it is, I'm just going to cut it short and I'm going to leave it bound together. Because I want it to go right down to the front, and I want it to hang over the edge. And look at the great contrast. Now, one of the things that you're going to see when we get over there, the tropical texture, that texture is probably the most important element that we're seeing in today's marketplace. That goes along with color, texture is a forerunner. Now, I'm going to add one more textural item to this. And you're like, oh, Jay, that's stock. I love stock. It's so pretty. It smells great. And stock is actually a really important part of our fragrant garden that we're going to come to next. But I wanted to show you this stock because it's extra special. Because it's from a sprig. It's spray stock. So suddenly, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 great laterals on the stock itself. So one insertion into a bouquet. Okay, so now just think with me for half a second, because I know Mother's Day is coming and you're going to have to do that field of dreams or whatever that is. I'm just going to arrange this color. It's all mixed with flowers on it. Okay, right? So one of these in there, that insertion, look at how much that fills up your bouquet. So we're going to add just a little bit of that spray stuff. And notice 2 of those, and I'm pretty much done. So I'm going to set this around number 1 because stock is so fantastic when you smell it. Okay? And our next step is going to be fragrant garden. Now, for each one of these, I wanted to show you we've created some stuff for you as well. And I created some other things ahead of time. So you'll be able to come up and take pictures of these afterwards. We're going to leave the table set up so you can come and take pictures. But I wanted to show you one more that is made with all kinds of beautiful flowers from this tree. Okay? So we've used curly willow, but then I took their amazing bell firewood, and I tied those into the framework and built this up. I also tied their originum in. This is their beautiful green lisianthus. We've got a trail of hydrangea in the center, and then there's a trail inside there that goes with all of the green, beautiful green tea roses. Okay? So that kind of completes our little eco-green adventure. Okay? So remember, with eco-green, we're talking about recyclable items. There's a great little list up here for you at the top of each one. And so it's natural, conservatory, biological. It gives you different types of names that you can use when describing certain trends to your customers. So it's also a great, I have so many people who are using